It's like, there's no ice in Florida. What's wrong with these people?
What is wrong with these Jaspers? All right, I'm gonna.
I mean, even California has ice. I'm pretty sure Texas does too, but Florida, we don't have ice. In the 30 years or so that I've lived here, I've never seen all I've seen is hail. And that's in the summertime when it's going to tornado. So, not a lick of snow. I've seen frost on a car window, and that's about it. And that doesn't really count either.
Brad was active 14 hours ago, so
that's long enough to nap.
he ain't around apparently, but whatever.
We'll call Dan the grave digger from now on.
Yeah, well, that when something's true, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's not like you could have asked the dog to die. Why the hell do you have to die today?
It's not like you're digging a hole for Chihuahua. You're digging a freaking ditch.
This is episode 71 of some live D&D action, World of Skell. I am your Dungeon Master, Cobb 37 Jam, and the story that I am refereeing for these players is called Ghosts. So when you're a Dungeon Master, you are a referee. You are supposed to be impartial and non-railroading the story. And because the story should be able to go in any direction, that is why long ago in his wisdom, Gary Gygax called the Dungeon Master a referee and not a storyteller. So, with that in mind, I would like to start off this session by saying that we have come to an inflection point in this particular story that the characters are writing. And in this adventure that they just completed, they had an infinite number of ways that it could have gone, all depending on their choices and the dice rolls that the situations called for. Moments in time when things could have gone a different way, like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. D&D, when refereed properly, has an infinite number of possibilities. But to make the story more easily digestible, I have decided to do a recap for the players in a fashion of putting together moments that would or could have led them to make different choices, and why the choices that they did make got them to the point where they are now. So the story started off with a certain number of these characters, some of the originals that are no longer here. They met up with this guy that, when asked of his name, he just said he went by the Man. A lord in the port city of Tila. And he asked them if they wanted a job. He gave them all like the same kind of scenario in all of their experiences. They saw him drop a sack of coins, a belt pouch of coins, and through their various ways of either attempting to keep the coins or return them or do whatever, they ended up coming under the employ of the man. And the first thing he asked them to do was to go check out this village of Notneff. And in the original group, there were 2 Acaraman soldiers based upon the Roman Empire. The Empire of Acaraman is on a different continent with its own culture and racial biases, if you will. The empire, just think of the ancient Roman empire here on Earth. That's kind of what it was based on, the same kind of titles, except for there was different species in the empire. Instead of just conquering different races and cultures in the Middle East and Asia and Europe, like the Romans did thousands of years ago on their continent, they conquered just whatever was surrounding their territory. So there were elves and dwarves, and they fought with, unfortunately, goblins were still little bastards in the other continent. So something about their race tends to it lends itself to creating havoc and possibly evil. But, so there was 2 of them, and then there was Tamark, a bounty hunter from the surrounding republic of Saskatchewan, and there was Pick, a locksmith from the city of Tila, a businessman. And there was Shadrach, a druid of the Aslorian Circle, and these are the druids that watch over and caretake the western half and the south of the continent of Nakal, where this adventure takes place. And I think that's everybody. So they went to Notneff, and they saw that the village was deserted.
We forgot Reginald.
And I forgot Reginald, that's right. Reginald was, he had just come off a, if I remember correctly, a stint on a ship. And he was basically, to my mind, he was like either looking for treasure or seeking to bring his, he was a musician, so he was always seeking to earn coin in that fashion, entertainer, if you will. And when they got to Notneff, the village was deserted, and there was a huge, so they went to investigate the temple because it was the largest building. And whilst inside the temple, it actually fell into a hole in the earth. And it didn't go all the way down in the hole. It stopped before it crashed at the bottom. They made their way to the bottom of the shaft. This led them to encounter the dark-skinned elves that live underground. And they made friends with 1 or 2 of them, met one of the matrons of a house down under the earth, found out that there was possibly a lead as to where the people ended up, or searching for something that the man had sought them to find. And after encountering the drow, they learned that the man had a child with this matron, and it was a female, and the female took a liking to Reginald. And upon retrieving proof that this Drow, for lack of a better term, princess, was alive and well. The man was overjoyed and provided the group with a large reward and asked them if they would be interested in doing future work for him. The idea of the slavers being brought up for the first time, and of course this alarmed the characters, and they put that in their back pocket so they would perhaps investigate those slavers. They were given a couple different places they could go look. They were told basically north, south, east, and west, and there were several places where these slavers might exist. So after that, they encountered some Acaramans. They went to the monastery, Black Rock Monastery. The reason it's called Black Rock is because under the soil it was all just this hard volcanic black rock. And when they got there, they found out that there were some people that had disappeared, and they went to investigate in a cave, possibly thinking maybe a slaver was holed up there. And what they found was a monster, a crazy fish monster that had tentacles and could create illusions. And they ended up defeating this fish monster. And upon returning, they told some of the they rescued some of the people who were abducted. The people were reunited with their families, and a monk from a visiting from a different monastery was there and introduced himself and asked to hear the story. And he brought up a story that he knew a little bit about this, and there was a creature that was evil and killing people. And so when they went with him to investigate, they thought that his story sounded hollow, and when they started asking questions, this monk named Latonius revealed himself to be a servant of the old master of the Black Rock, this necromancer named Bazan. And so, upon not getting the group to help defeat this creature, Kyrin, a magical horse with a horn and it can fly, and yes, Jason.
Spell Bazan.
Spell Bazan?
Is it Bazan?
B-A-Z-A-N.
Okay, I thought I was either that or V. I couldn't make sure. I just want to make sure. Thank you. I'm taking notes. I'm making a note sheet of everything that's happened.
Well, ain't that great. Let's turn this down here.
All the important names and stuff.
So, it was a little while later, and once again the group ran into some Acaramans, and Rise had left the group and had gone into hiding. All the while they learned more about possible involvement of the giants that lived in these islands to the south. So there was a murder at the monastery. The abbot was murdered in his home, and upon searching the crime scene, the group found a horn, and it looked very much like the horn of the Kyrin. And they were told that there was another Kyrin that had been the mate of the one they had met, and it turns out that this horn was that of the mate, and the Latonius had killed the abbot, did not find the horn, but upon the group finding it, Latonius returned. He was very powerful. He had superior hand-to-hand combat, and in the fight over the horn, which they successfully managed to keep away from Latonius, but Latonius in his rage nearly killed everyone. Some people fled. One of the remaining Acaraman, Covidius, was killed. But he never did find the horn. The group decided to investigate underneath the monastery to see what was down in this walled off room. And in this walled off room there was the spirit of the necromancer, with the knowledge of the deceased creature, and their combined intellects were called Bazanagan. Latonius was defeated. The mate of the Kyrin was restored, and the remains of the wizard was dispelled. So then the group decided they would investigate the giants, because they were told that Rise was missing and that there was a giant footprints around where he had camped. And through a series of travels and travails, they ended up with information from one of the new abbot's old companions about how to get to the island. They also were joined by a sister of the church, that would have been Vanessa, a half ogre, and Tamark left, and Covidius was restored to life. I'm leaving a lot of things out on this recap, I just don't want to take forever. And he left, and remaining members of the group were joined by Guy and Boris. So that meant there was Guy and Shadrach and Boris and Reginald. Bart joined up with them eventually. And they took on more slavers, liberated a fort where the slavers were using a base as a base of operations, burned the fort down, found a highly magical boulder shaped like an egg or a pear, and through research and spells found out that it had the ability, if someone knew how to use it, to rearrange the constellations in the sky, and they could achieve whatever they could want, because with the power of the constellations they could basically create their own prophecies based on the constellations. And they could, so that would give them the power to do whatever they wanted.
It's fixed, my brother.
Cool.
So I took one link out of it, and it was the same link. I had one in my truck, and I never even knew it. I opened up the console.
Nice.
Because I forgot the other one. But it's good.
So, where was I? Okay, so they hid the egg because through their spells they found out that the people that might be looking for it did not know where it was. So they thought better to just leave it alone, don't disturb it, don't attract attention to it. And they went to, about this time, Peichel joined up, somewhere in there, Peichel the dwarf. He had known Bart previously, had adventured with him previously, but Bart was unsure of all that information. So they decided to travel to the port city of Tila so they could try to get to these islands with the giants to investigate. See if they could stop the slavers. Seems like a pretty basic, good goal to have. That's when they encountered the abbot's former friend, Don Quixote, who was under the curse of an ogre shaman. Unfortunately, it was the same shaman that was a part of these witches that had abused Shadrach in his youth, according to his backstory, and was also the mother of the half-ogre, sister of the Blend. And she agreed to get them an audience with the master or king of the giants or whatever, who was going by the name of Caesar, in exchange for the coins that the group had found at the burial site of a 100-foot tall humanoid that was just a skeleton. You would say, Daryl says, "Hey, Jib Jabs, I'm with you in spirit." So, that deserves a thumbs up and a heart. So,
yay!
The group cured Don Quixote of his curse, and Faimez, who was, you could say, leading the Acharamans at the time, at least that particular Achaemenid regiment or group of soldiers, enough that could run a huge three-masted sailing vessel. And they started to go to complete the transaction. However, Faimez had other plans for her daughter. She had hoped that she could convince the daughter to join them in the fight against the lower life forms, that of the demi-humans, and heal the Caesar, who was name was revealed to be Cryos. And she drove the characters crazy with her evil talk and belittlement of the other people that traveled with Vanessa. And the group met one giant on his island, and then when they went to meet another one, they decided that they had had enough of Faimez, and they attacked, and a huge battle ensued, and Faimez was killed, and they left the island, got back on the ship with the Achaemenids, told them what had happened, trying to keep, as hidden as possible what they actually did. The Achaemenids did not seem very sad about it. And then on the way back, these three, the Achaemenid ship was actually lifted out of the water and was like a life raft compared to the ship that it now was next to. And these three giant figures spoke to them, told them about how what they had done had alerted Cryos to everything that they had been up to, and that it's very possible that Cryos is now aware of the magical egg thing. And Brad says was asleep. He's coming on. So Bart's daughter, unknown to him that he even had a daughter, joined the group for the fight, and then they had a conversation, and her and the one that she traveled with, the chef, revealed that the egg looked very much like or could be the missing gem from this ring that the Titan had, and then more spells were cast after the group was returned to the mainland. And Bart used a powerful spell, and he had a vision, and the vision showed him that the lights in the sky were not actually souls of the dead that remained, or whatever people thought that they were. They were actually crystal spheres of different worlds, and that the egg, which went by the name of the Constellos egg, was actually a gift from some Titan to his son, who was Cryos, and with that in his possession, he could see and go anywhere in the universe and had access to infinite knowledge. But that somewhere along the way, the gem ended up out of the possession of Cryos. and that the man was actually a sliver or a piece of Cryos that found love and did not wish to return when all of the pieces of Cryos came back together. And so for that reason, they decided to see if the egg was still there where they left it. And it was. And so they returned, if I remember this correctly, they returned back to the monastery. And no?
No, we did not.
What did
Not
you,
yet.
It's dinner time.
where'd you go? Okay, hold on.
We stayed at the egg. We hadn't decided where we were going yet.
Yeah, but at some point you made it back to the monastery.
Yeah.
We went to the monastery first, then we just consequence to check out the egg.
Well, the
Yeah,
last
we
thing
did
the last thing that you guys did was you were at the monastery because Vanessa was told how she didn't do what she was supposed to do, and you attacked her. Shadrach attacked her, and
I think you're getting. Yeah, you're back, man. That happened before we went to the egg.
okay.
The
So
last thing we did, we were at the egg deciding what we were going to do next.
okay, that sounds good. All right.
Yep. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys.
No, if that's what they remember, that's fine. Go ahead, Clark.
Vanessa didn't state what she was told about the other powers to be coming to the temple or coming to the. She didn't state it out loud, but she said, "Okay, I said that." But he never really related to us directly. So we know this information that there are powers that be coming to the monastery.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Okay, we have to pause while I feed Sunburned Kid here.
All right. So, guys, my opinion is we go back and we meet with the powers that be. That way we can get a fuller story. Tells the story along a little bit.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going back to Tila.
No, I'm talking as people that are playing the characters, not as characters talking to characters.
Okay.
So that's just my opinion.
Back to Chile?
Anybody got a different opinion?
Tila's a dead end.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I'm just going to go back to Tila, going back to the monastery where all the powers that be coming.
The monastery's a dead end. All we do is waste our time there.
We need to move forward. We need to head back out into the ocean, or
We've wasted way too much time at the monastery.
yeah.
We can go take care of. If you think we're ready and we got the preparation, we can go take care of the death cult, because we know we all know.
I have two suggestions. Number one, we go and destroy Helios.
Yeah.
Number two, we find the Acaraman boat and sink it.
We can do that. We got a lizard mark in the Acaraman boat. I can teleport us there anytime. But
Those are my two suggestions. Otherwise, I'm really not interested in going back to the monastery or Tila. We need to. That's a step backwards, not forward.
All right. Okay. I'll just say that we're gonna get hit.
I respect that, Clark. What I'm saying is, as Cobb once mentioned, we are some of the most powerful people in the world, and I said this before. We need to show this to these people, that we are among the most powerful people in the world. They don't respect us. They think we're a bunch of idiots.
So let's go and take care of Helios by surprise. Are we prepared for that? Guard? Yeah.
I'll go with whatever y'all decide, because I'm kind of lost right now. I just woke up, so.
No, that's cool, Bart. Can you teleport us to Helios? I think you probably can.
Helios. Oh, Helios.
That was the hill giant that we fought the ogres.
Oh, yeah. Any place I got a good memory of, I can go to.
I think if we drop in on them, they're not going to expect us to appear, and I think we can wreak havoc. What I'm saying is...
Do we need to take Helios out, or do we need to befriend him to
I think we need to send... This is kind of like the Godfather. I think we need to send a message that we're done fooling around. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, if we cut off the head of the death cult, that'll really weaken...
And Helios obviously has connections to the death cult.
No, he is.
I have a feeling.
Helios is the leader of the death cult.
Yeah, the Infante, I don't really care. He's a moron.
Hey, don't talk about my friend that way.
Well, I'm sorry, but he's a moron. But Helios is not a moron. Helios is dangerous.
Yeah.
Helios knows us. The death cult knows us. They don't think that we can do anything to them, and I think that we should do basically a commando raid.
Yeah, the snake guy with mostly heads is fucking, it'll be a pain in the ass.
The snake guy went with Infante.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Infante is not, in fact, I think we can probably influence Infante,
Yeah.
but we gotta get rid of Helios first.
He'd be our best friend if you guys didn't throw a fireball, but, you know.
Helios is the guy with the undead,
Yeah, he's the...
Yeah.
Oh.
The ogres. He raised up the ogres after we killed them.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think we should go and kill Helios and deliver his head to Caesar.
That's like disintegrate friggin' vampire level, so...
Just for the record, Chad is willing to risk his life for this.
Alright.
Because they are bad, they are nasty. Even Chad is not necessarily a good person, but he knows that they are a very negative influence on the world, and they have to be dealt with.
We're going to teleport straight to his court, because that's the best memory I have of the place.
Okay, before you do that, I think we should do some scrying to make sure he's there.
Right?
Because we could teleport in and he might be off somewhere else.
Okay, scrying is not my strong point. We need somebody for that.
I bet you got a crystal ball in your bag somewhere. Come on, Bart, how much junk you got in your bag, man?
More than I know, I'm sure.
But I can like flat out kill up to 6 hit die undead.
See, well, I can't turn the undead, but I have spells that I can turn them to dust. I can just like annihilate undead within like a diameter, as long as they don't make their saving throw. So it's kind of the same as turning, but I have to use a spell to do it. And if they're really powerful undead, I have a spell called Druid's. It's basically Druid's Touch, where if I touch an undead creature that's really powerful, they save or they turn to dust.
I
Let's play fuck around and find out.
We also need to find out if that ring you gave me works, Bart.
Yes, that we need to do like before we flip.
That's an easy do.
We don't know if it doesn't not work, so that's kind of metagaming.
No, if he throws a rock at me and it hits me, it doesn't work. I know what the ring is supposed to do. He knows what the ring is supposed to do.
Let's not just fuck around. I got like +2 crossbow. You know, I got a nice crossbow.
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to aim with the rock.
If you want to shoot an arrow at me, go ahead. It's not going to do more than a couple points of damage.
I'm
not worried about it.
Don't worry.
You gotta turn it on.
It's just a masterwork crossbow. It's just shit.
Dude, I will stand a foot away from you and let you shoot it. It's not like you're gonna miss unless the thing breaks.
Or you gotta play it. You gotta play it like you want to check out the ring, see how it works.
Remember how we used to bust up the stone skin bark? You just throw a handful of gravel at the dude?
Yeah.
Like, hey! That's why I wanted you, Piper, to make me a little crude iron statue of a man. Because I can cast iron skin if I have that. And that gives me, like, really powerful stone skin.
I don't think it doesn't stop.
You could pound one out with a hammer. It doesn't require forging or anything like that. I mean,
Look like you.
even I could chisel out a piece of metal.
That'd be a pretty nice shaped piece of metal, yeah.
You don't have to go through a major forging. You just have to, like, carve it.
No, you don't know that. Never
You
mind.
got a chisel and a hammer. You can make it with a little. It doesn't even have to be big. It's like a little tiny piece of metal. It's like about that big. Just looks like a man. As long as it looks like a man.
I think one of those little stick figure things with the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, well,
I don't think Cobb allows nuts and bolts. He wouldn't allow springs and scissors. I don't think he's going to allow nuts and bolts. Back in the day, Clark, a friend of mine who was playing, wanted to invent springs and scissors, and Cobb wouldn't let him do it.
Springs have been around a really bloody long time, actually.
I know! And so have scissors. It's not a hard concept.
I think the Egyptians used.
How the hell do you think they sheared sheep 3,000 years ago? I mean, what they use, a sharpened piece of rock? No.
they sure.
Ancient people were not stupid. They could do a lot of crazy shit.
Hey, if they can put astronomical,
Yeah, they made clocks. They made batteries. They made saws that could cut through stone really fast. They did all of that stuff.
yep.
They weren't morons, and we lost all that. Something along the way, Christianity stepped up and wrecked all that.
That's the Dark Ages.
It's still fucking shit up.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
I gotta, hang on, I'm still listening, but I gotta go do something.
It's propelled right back into the Dark Ages.
So you're gonna play a game and fuck around and find out, huh? Yeah.
I want to use divination, but every time you use divination, you gotta use something important to spot it out.
I know, it's something important to you.
And considering that there's not important stuff given out in the game,
I'm not.
first is the information you get.
I mean, come on.
I can do it
You
again.
have to have mechanisms, for God's sake. Dwarves have to have gears and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah. Hey, Bart, you remember when Gaspar tried to have the the blueprints for the gun? I drew up blueprints for a flintlock rifle, and it was, for some strange reason, it fell into a fire. I don't remember the exact mechanics of it, but there it was. Because I had another character that went into another world where they had guns, and he brought back a flintlock rifle. Which was, it's not the best weapon. It takes a long time to load, but it ignores armor class. You know, it just, if you got a plate mail armor, it just goes right through it, because that's true. You can have a suit of beautiful plate mail armor and a bullet will go right through it. It's not anti-ballistic. Well, we were
Clark,
just discussing Mortal's gun.
Clark, why are you all sideways?
huh?
I said, Clark, why are you sideways?
I have no idea.
Park is off to the side.
All right.
I don't fault him for that. Oh, well, damn.
So I'm guessing you guys are having a conversation.
Really, we were just bullshitting and waiting for you to get back, so...
No, we had a conversation earlier, but now we're just bullshitting.
Yeah, we were talking about teleporting to Helios and killing Helios.
And you're
That was
having
our basic conversation.
you're having this conversation by the Constellos egg. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we're having an in-out conversation about... We're having an in-character conversation. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
did.
really were out of character. We were talking as players more than characters. So...
Well, if
But
you
if
want
we're
to,
in character now, we can
I
start.
was gonna say, yeah, if you want to officially begin
Okay.
in character, please be my guest.
Go ahead, Clark.
Alright, what's your next move?
Well, I'm gonna go
Okay.
see what just popped because some loud sound just came from downstairs.
Probably my knee.
Yeah, is it short talking about the Casella thing?
Chad says, I'm not going back to Tila. I'm not going back to the monastery.
What'd you say, Bart?
Yeah, that's good.
We think it's really short to have this conversation? Okay.
Yeah, but for Cobb's sake, he didn't hear what we were saying. So,
Okay.
but Chad is like, if we don't go anywhere else, I'm staying here. Unless we go to Helios or the boat, I'm staying here and fuck y'all. I've lost Vanessa, and here I am. You can take me for what I am, and I'm just going to show you that nature can be cruel. You think nature is the nice thing full of flowers and rain and wind. I'm going to show you wildfire and drought, earthquakes, hail, lightning. It's time.
Calm down. I believe our next move is Helios, yeah. We need to do divination or something of that nature. I think I can,
All right, let me check out my spells and see what the best thing I can do is for divination here. This is out of character, I'm saying this. But Shad says, I need time to think.
I need time to study, so I'm going to do
Well,
divination.
you study, I'll think.
So we're not gonna meet with these clouds coming to the mountain.
No,
No,
fuck the monster. We're done with that place.
the monastery is a waste of time. We've wasted so much time with the monastery.
Yeah.
They don't even want me there, so why would I want to go back? You can go back. I'm not gonna stop any of you from doing whatever you want to do. But I have my
I need to put it into this now. So I can
agenda.
go home.
And soon, my people are going to call me because after a certain point, people like me are limited. There's not very many of us, and we have to fight to be what we are. All right, let me see what I'm going to do here with divination. Oh, we need Vanessa because she could really do divination. Damn it.
I can do
I'm
it.
not going back. I'm not going back.
You got clairvoyance? What, audio?
I'm not sure what level that is, but I don't think I have clairvoyance, or I would be using that shit. And you have used your... I've seen you use your power, and you've spoken of it, to see. And you've seen Helios. What can you do? Divination is not my strong point. But I have certain divination things I can do, but it's not my strong point.
So,
And I will lend my power to you to
alright.
do it.
So a pikelet breaks out of his bag, his what do you call that stuff that you sharpen stuff with?
What?
The Keenstone.
Keenstone. He breaks up with almost a tear in his eye. Breaks out his Keenstone. Says, I guess this is important. And he sits down on the ground, he draws a circle, and he draws in dwarven symbols, different dwarven gods, Morian, and I can't pronounce his name, but the TH, the dwarf under the mountain, and just the different dwarven gods, and in the middle of it, he places his Keenstone. He sips in the crisscross applesauce in a painted position. Starts chanting in Dwarven. Basrinda, Hamas, Gimaya Sai. About 20 minutes just going in Dwarven and cast Divination.
I will cast Combine and help him as best I can. We've done this before, so I think we're kind of used to it. Though I miss Vanessa.
So I'm concentrating on dividing the best tactics of surprise and attacking Ilias or I forget the name of the Death Cult leader. What's his name? Stalin Flim. Concentrating on killing Stalin Flim and dividing on the best manner in which to attack him.
Shadrach, that spell you want to cast takes 3 to 5 members.
Okay, well, nonetheless, I will stand by and watch very closely. I won't interfere with what he's doing.
All right. I'll be right back.
Meanwhile,
back in Cobbler,
if you think that Hilius is in his place, then I think that we should go immediately, unless he's like surrounded by 100 people. Nonetheless, I'm pretty sure between me and Bart, we can fuck up 100 people.
Well, most years, fuck up 100 people, take full turns, and advance a cast.
You've never seen me cast Spike Growth. That's how I killed almost an entire army of Acaramans. And it doesn't take long to cast.
yeah, chain lightning, yeah.
I say between me and Bart, we can waste a lot of people real quick.
Hey,
Spike Growth is a low-level spell. It's not a high-level spell.
hey, I'm done, so I'm headed to Cobb, so I can try him in now.
All right.
So, Spike Growth takes me 6 rounds, or six to cast, casting time of 6, and within a 90 square feet, and that fucks up a lot of people.
So, Pykel, what is your question?
My question is,
If you need to write it down, you can.
alright, the best tactic to kill Stalin Flim. Either is he is surprised and is he in his fortress by surprise, or just the best tactic to kill Stalin Flim.
All right.
as he sets his keystone in the middle with a tear in his eye.
Okay. At the end of your casting, you speaking your dwarven language, and you making your gestures with incense, and making symbols and movements with your holy symbol. What does your holy symbol look like?
It would look like a hammer and anvil.
The key, and as you ask the question, you see the incense, the smoke actually stop rising. The keen stone fades from existence. And a warmth comes from your holy symbol. You feel it in your hand. Now I need you to roll percentile, please.
24.
24. That is well within success range. Do you reveal your information, or do you want me to message you?
No, I'll reveal information.
What is the best tactic to kill Stalden Flynn? Find the weed of giant slaying.
The weed of what?
The weed of giant slaying. It resides in the third island. And as you reveal that, if any of you have herbalism,
I do.
you may roll it, but there are adjustments. So, who is rolling? Shadrach? Okay.
Yep.
Can you roll for me, Cal?
I will. Shadrach, roll a d20 and add your herbalism number to it and tell me the total.
25. I rolled a 12 plus 13.
You realize with that roll that though you do not know of the weed of giant slaying, you know someone in your circle that may know. As a matter of fact, there may be more than one person in your circle that would know. It would have to be someone that has lived in a time perhaps when giants were a thing on this continent.
I know who that is.
And as far as Tamark is concerned, I will roll. He rolls a 12. And I'm guessing that that is not on that one.
God damn it. If I knew what it was, I could actually turn plants into that. God damn it.
All right, so Tamark, you ended up with a 30.
Wow.
Tamark, it's like it's on the tip of his tongue. It's almost like he needed more experience. He's never dealt with giants either. And being a bounty hunter, his experience with weeds, though might be extensive, the idea that a weed could kill a giant just seems highly unlikely, but I guess anything's possible. But not even with a 30 was that information to be had. Yes, Jason.
What was the name of the druid who had the pipe weed? He was with Log. I don't remember his name.
You're talking about Woody.
Woody? Okay. That's the other guy I need to... Yep, Woody and Log would know. I'm pretty sure.
Find this Woody and Log.
Woody was the weed master.
being a member of the Aslorian Circle, you are familiar with where the hierarchy of the druids tend to meet more than anywhere else. Unfortunately, that is very far north. In the aptly named area called Drudclerk.
I have a spell that could take me there, but I can't take anybody else with me.
That's why nobody else needs to go with you.
Because there's a spell where I can just walk from tree to tree and get there. I can go, oh no, it's a different one. It's stone, it's where I can go to any rock. Oh my goodness, I have to find that spell. Earthen Port. There it is. Earthen Port is the name of the spell. And I can go to any rock that I'm familiar with anywhere. So I can touch a rock and basically teleport to another rock anywhere. Let me read the spell and see if I can take anybody with me. Now I might not even be able to cast it or have to roll to cast it. Let's see. All right, if you want to look it up too, Cobb, that'll help. Earthen Port. A 5th level spell, I'm pretty sure. Earthen Port, 5th level. It doesn't say it's rare. It's granted by Grumbar, boss of the Earth's elementals. When this spell is cast, the priest becomes attuned to the rocks surrounding them, allowing them to use rocks of at least the same volume as themselves and the non-living material they carry as teleport gateways. This gives the priest alone, well there you go, the ability to teleport without error to any location on the prime material plane that has a large outcropping of rock. It takes one turn to travel from the original location to their new location. So, I could do it myself, but I'd have to wait a whole day to come back.
That's fine.
Ay, ay, ay.
Will give me time to study up a ship.
Ay, ay, ay. Do I know where this place is, Cobb?
Yes.
All right. If anybody thinks this is a bad idea, tell me now. But I think I know, I need to go talk with my elders and just see what they have to say.
Do so.
I might be gone for a day or two. But that's as long as I'll be gone. I won't be gone much longer than that. I hate to leave you all because we need to do what we're gonna do. Damn it.
No.
Let's go somewhere else, though. I don't want them scrying on us and coming here. Let's not hang around here. Where do you want to go?
In my personal opinion, I think that they can look at us whenever they want to.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, if you want to leave this area, I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I hate leaving you all to do this. Because I think we need to stay together. I wish I could take you with me, but damn. All right, whatever you want. If you guys want to move away from here, let's do it. And at like sundown, I'll teleport. But I need to find a chunk of rock. I need to find a big enough chunk of rock because.
All right, we'll talk to.
I'll ask you, Cobb. There's undoubtedly a stone circle at this place or something similar, right? Like a Stonehenge type of thing. Do I know this?
You're asking about the spell?
No, I'm asking the place I'm going to has a stone circle of some kind. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I have to find a large chunk of rock before I can do this.
Hey, there's a giant pile of rocks right there.
That's true. No, you're laughing, but you're right. I just was kind of hesitant to use it.
Shadrach.
That means you have to stay here. If you guys move away from here and I do this and I come back and you're not here, then what?
I'll be here.
Hey, we could always go see the man.
No. I'm not going back to Tila. Bart, if you can cast your mansion over the top of this egg, do it.
Huh?
If you can cast your magical house over the top of this egg and hang out, then do it.
It'll sit over the egg. It'll be on the egg.
All right. Okay. Cobb, I'm going to cast Earthen Port. If I have to roll anything to do so, let me know. It doesn't say it's rare for druids. It just says granted by Grumbar, boss of the Earth Elemental. Maybe Pykel knows about Grumbar.
What is that god?
Grumbar is boss of the Earth Elementals. Not sure he's a god, but he's the boss of the Earth Elemental. And it takes 2 turns to cast. It doesn't say it's verbal and somatic, so there's no material component. I have to wave my arms around, and so if I'm going to try to cast this spell now, Cobb. Shad starts digging in the earth with his hands, throwing dirt, rubbing dirt all over himself. It says, Grumbar, you of the earth, master of the earth, I call upon you to grant my wish. Let me travel to the circle, to the elders. Send me forth. I beg you. I'll even eat dirt. I'll eat dirt in the process. So unless somebody opposes me with some kind of weird spell, it'll take me a turn to travel to the new location. But otherwise, and it says during the first 5 rounds, they are fading into the rock from their starting point, and during the last 5 rounds, they are emerging from the rock at their destination. After the end of the last round of the spell's duration, they can act normally. Until then, they are visible, but immune and intangible to all magical, physical, and psionic attacks, except transmute rock to mud, dig, stone shape, or similar spells. So unless somebody tries to fuck with me, it'll be alright. Otherwise, I can take damage and stuff like that.
But I can cast it.
So, Cobb, what do you say?
You're stuck halfway in and halfway out of the rock.
I say you can certainly try.
Do I need to roll spellcraft or religion?
Well, it would be a religion because the earth elemental gods are... I mean, for you
I have elemental with one of my spears,
yeah,
so
no, it's
just go.
It's more like at some point the names of the elemental elder gods were mentioned in your training.
Okay, well, my religion is 18, my spellcraft is 13.
Well, I wouldn't,
So,
it's
I'll
not
take that
spellcraft,
18.
it's religion, so roll a
So
d20.
religion. And I'm probably gonna throw a 37 if I have to. All right. I rolled a 16 plus 18. So 34 to cast a spell.
All right, that's pretty good. You move
If I need
over.
to do a 37, let me know.
You move over to the rocks. You press your flesh firmly against them and begin to lean, all the while mumbling and
Rubbing dirt on myself, eating dirt.
you reach out with your mana to try to use the unusual spell that you heard of in the past. When your mana touches something deep in the Skell. And just for a moment, a pair of granite eyes stares back at you before you start to meld and flop into the stone like you're slowly being pulled into clay. And the spell begins to pull you in. And at first you're a little bit frightened by the eyes, but then they leave, and then it's just darkness as
You would hear Shad cry out. Ah! And then he's gone.
Does anyone else do anything while he is beginning to move into the rock slowly?
Yeah, I will. I will scout the area and make sure nothing's coming upon us, just to make sure he's not interrupted.
All right.
Still here. I'll get glad because I'm curious.
All right. Tamark, you start to look around, sort of moving around. Make me a perception check, please. You're driving. You don't have dice.
I'm in Fenton, so I'm not too far away.
All right.
I dug that 3.5-foot hole pretty quick, huh?
Tamark, natural 1.
Oh boy.
All right. So while you are out looking for things sneaking up on you, you do not see any of these things sneaking up on you.
Damn it, Pop.
We're all giants.
Pretty great, huh?
Ay.
Okay. But the implosion was just a normal failure, so there you go. So, as you all are experiencing a druid fading into these rocks around the egg, unless I am misunderstanding what rocks you've chosen.
No, that's the cairn over the egg. You're right.
Oh, fuck.
I need Shadrach
Oh shit.
to roll a save versus spells, please.
Alright. Let's see what that is. Okay. Do I add anything to it?
No, as a matter of fact, you're surprised.
Okay. I rolled an 11 and my spell is 12.
So, unfortunately, that is a failure. You meld into the stone.
Melt it into the egg.
When you first started to meld with the stone, you just pressed forward and a tiny little scream escaped before your face and the front part of the palms of your hands and your knees all became covered by the very rocks that you used. And after what seems like an eternity, but it's only 4 minutes, suddenly there's light. And you're thinking, wow, that was quick. I'm already emerging from the other side. Until you realize that what you are emerging towards isn't the rock by the stream that you remember training by and having discussions with the archdruids who were giving lectures on animals and the way they think and how they can be domesticated or returned to the wild. This is something different. It's like you're looking at a swirling mass of smoke in front of a black background with all kinds of still lights, still reflections. You're not sure how far away they are. And as you continue to move forward, the vortex starts to slowly spin, and you feel as though you are being pulled down in a whirlpool. And the fear, you can't help it. You're afraid. You're afraid as your mind starts to understand concepts and alternate realities. And you have a flashback of when you were abused by this witch's coven, but suddenly it morphs into you being cared for and loved by this witch's coven. And the witch's coven being attacked by a war band of Skell-touched druids led by Woody and some other people you don't recognize. And the druids shout out, "Whores! Whores! Whores!" as lightning and thunder and fire come from each one that casts spells upon these once beautiful women. And you realize that you are looking at the sundering of what was once a great alliance between the Southern Coven and the Aslorian Circle.
And I was the link.
And as you start to pass away, you look out of the corner of your eye and you see a young Faimez of Ah shouting out as she holds what looks like a young boy child limp in her arms, shouting, "Shadrach! Shadrach!" And then all is dark again. Then you feel yourself moving what appears to be the same feeling of moving through clay, something pulling you through, like a fisherman pulling on a string off of a fish that got away, before you slowly start to emerge from the rock by the stream. And it takes you a moment to get your bearings, but you are where you set off to find. And you hear the sounds of animals and pigs, and you remember the pigs, the war pigs, the giant pigs. And you realize you have made it to Drudclerk.
Can you spell that, please?
Drudclerk.
Or you tell you where.
Drudclerk.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you give me a moment,
Man, the shit was crazy enough already.
let me see if I have what I need. And I will put it on the overhead sloogie.
I would also like to say, if let the other people do their thing, and then get back to me if you want to. I don't want to hog the session.
Yeah, let me... Okay. Let's see what I can see. Is that it? Suspected spam. Block number.
I can teleport too, Bart.
Is this it? Is this it?
It's just kind of fucked up.
Here it is.
There's a little turbulence on the flight there.
Alrighty.
I'm still here.
Don't threaten us.
But like I said, let everybody else do their thing before I want to hog the session.
So go ahead.
We're eating. Good job, Danny, anyway. We're gonna set up back.
Clark already said it was all about me.
All right, maybe I can zoom in on this a little bit. Let's see. Where are we? We're in camera 1.
That's an awesome looking map. I wish I could see it closer. Is that all forest that's black?
It's supposed to be green.
Okay, so that's all forest. Okay. Can you send me just a picture of it?
Sure, I can.
Really? Am I like by that big tree?
Hold on. I'll take a picture and put it in the smoothie. Where am I going?
That's the way, Clark. That's how I do ramen noodles. You got to drink a little bit of it.
Nope. There. Okay, no.
You got to drink it down to the last crumbs.
I don't eat until the time I get off work. But then I don't know if you noticed that during the day, constantly. I eat from the time I get up to the time I go to bed.
Ramen noodles for me is like part of my diet. I cook it with a hot dog. It's called a hot dog soup.
The bratwurst.
I was just being lazy and made ramen noodles because why not?
Yeah. Ramen noodles is, there's a Chinese store near here where they have ramen noodles of flavors you've never even heard of.
I got a beef
It
noodles.
has like 3 little packages of flavor that you have to add. It's like my favorite is duck and crab.
All right. So, Shadrach, you know that you're at the point where the path crosses the stream, and you know if you were to continue west, you would be going to the Cave of Woe.
Yeah, I ain't going that way.
And then, I don't know if you're
So,
looking at...
northeast is where I want to go. I will travel northeast on the path.
Okay, so the little brown things, those are all like one, like, Waddle and Dobbs single one-room dwellings.
Wow, those are all buildings?
Well, they're
I'm
like
black and white right now. I'm
like-
sorry,
they're
but that's
like-
all I see, black and white.
they're
Let
like-
me look at the picture.
they're like
Hang on.
8 foot tall. I don't know if hovel's the right term. I was thinking more peasant house, but
Yeah, a hut. Yeah. Anyway, I am traveling towards the main, that big black tree.
okay,
Is
so
where I'm heading toward.
hovel is the right word because it means a small, squalid, unpleasant, or simply constructed dwelling, and that's what these are. They're not necessarily unpleasant, but they're simply constructed.
I'm heading toward where it says berry bushes. So I will be passing by, now the picture you sent has the colors, and I see it better now. So I'm traveling to the northeast. When I get to the point just south of the pig pens, I will travel west towards the big tree and the berry bushes.
Okay,
Unless
so,
somebody stops me.
yeah, somebody stops you because that's like the holy tree of
Where they stop me?
on the path.
Where on the path? Right at the beginning of the hovels?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you
I will tell. Who stops me?
Someone you don't recognize standing next to a pig that is somewhat reminiscent but much less fearsome appearing, like Super Tusk.
I remember. Yep. I will say, I am Shadrach Felthorn. I need to speak to an elder. Is Woody or Log here? Please help me. I'm not aggressive or anything like that. I'm very demure.
Like growling?
I don't yell. I don't throw my hands in the air or anything like that.
Okay. Fucking nice.
I know where I am.
So was Shadrach.
All right, so you guys
I
all...
know who I was.
I sent the picture in the thread so you all can see it. So let's just go
So
back
I'm
to
right
this.
by where the hovels begin. The brown boxes.
Yeah,
What's the name of this place, by the way? Does it have a name?
drug clerk.
Okay. I just thought it was something else besides that. Okay.
I said it earlier.
Where is drug clerk in relation to the monastery? I know it's north.
Oh, it's totally...
Obviously
it's in another kingdom entirely.
okay.
It's closer to Hibernia than anything else.
Wow, that's up north. Yeah. So I will ask. I need to speak to somebody in a position of authority, and I say so very, very respectfully.
This guy kind of looks at you and he says, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, Shad thinks for a moment and says, the egg.
He says, initiate, have you forgotten your lessons?
I've forgotten much. My path has been sadly deviated by many travails, and that is why I'm here.
He says, go north, follow the trail to the home at the end. There you will speak to Archdruid Eldoriel.
Eldoriel?
Yes.
I'm going to spell that E-L-D-O-R-I-A-L.
Well, that's correct.
Alrighty.
You should know that the chicken came first. Because the egg is only a potential chicken.
I'll remember that, brother.
And the pig kind of...
And I shall travel north.
If you ever watched The Great Chicken, Charlie Brown, you'd know that.
I'm casting lightning bolt on Clark.
I'm casting forget that last 5 seconds.
So I will travel north.
Okay, so meanwhile,
Eldoriel. Yep.
meanwhile, back at the in the middle of the forest and the Republic, are you guys doing anything I need to be aware of?
I'm going to set up this tiny hut and invite everybody in and relax.
Okay. Anything from you, Pykel?
Pyko would be, I don't think anything I can particularly do at the moment, so it'd just be, meditate, sharpen, I guess you can't sharpen things. I guess you can still sharpen things.
Are you accepting Bart's offer of coming in
Keep
his
going.
magical house there.
Yeah, I guess he'd eat the magical food while he's in there and drink the magical wine.
Okay. And Dan is driving, I'm sure, so...
Yeah, I'm driving. Hey, I'll search around to see if I can't find any herbs to make some more knockout poison for me.
Okay. Alright, so... I guess we'll go back to Shadrach. Shadrach.
Can we take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
I need a 5-minute break, if that's okay with everybody else. I don't want to hog the shit, so do what you're going to do, folks. 5 minutes. I'll be back probably before then. So
I'm gonna go check on Rufus Jr.
like I said, I don't want to hog what's going on. So
That's fine. You're finding out the information we need, so that's
okay, that's cool.
That's your duty at the moment. Sometimes you're the main character, sometimes you're the sub-character.
See, I love the dude whose car has been hit so many times and he's missing 80% of the body part on it, doing like 35 in the center lane.
That's because they haven't quite killed his car yet, man. The dude about, you know?
Sorry, Amtrak killed another 4 of them yesterday, huh?
Huh?
Amtrak killed another 4 yesterday, huh?
Amtrak did?
Yeah.
With their food or their driving?
They're traveling along tracks and they hit a dump truck. Killed the dump truck driver and 3 on board the train.
And that's the reason we get high-speed rail.
But they're doing high speed, they have to lift them off the ground so people don't drive in front of them.
All right. Like I said, folks, I don't want to hog your game.
You're finding out, buddy.
We're stuck here because of you anyway, so we waited for you. We ain't got nothing to do. Study up.
Well, I mean, Cobb is throwing that Korean army at you.
Yeah,
So-
well, yeah. Don't get no ideas, Dan.
Keep everybody safe, Bart. First of all, they can't even see the entrance to your thing, so...
Yeah, they don't even on there, so.
Poor Shad. Have a little sympathy for Shad. He's kind of crazy.
Man, I smell your little baggage, don't it?
Can't help it. That's my backstory. And I'm pretty sure that, I mean, not to metagame, but I'm pretty sure when druids get to high level, there's a limited amount of them.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure 10th level is like one of the barriers. So,
Yeah.
but I did have questions, and I'll see what they say.
Up there. The bedroom. Fall on her side.
So whenever you're ready, Cobb, I'm here.
No, I'll go.
Sleeping. We all just woke up when I got home around 5:30.
There's beef and noodles up here.
Sorry.
Beef and noodles up here. Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's up here in the back bedroom.
All right. So,
Chad travels north.
you pass several little hovels. Although I would say hovels is probably the wrong word. These houses appear to be much more sturdy and well kept.
They look comfortable, right?
They look like somebody's been able to shape wood to create lots of cool effects and personalizations amongst these dwellings. There's one that's got hearts in the branches and the wood, and then there's another one that looks like it's water.
I mean, they can turn mud to stone very easily. So,
Yeah, but Drew's like to work in wood.
well, I mean, but I can do rock to mud or mud to rock. I mean, it's what I spell. So,
But when you come to the end of this particular row, you can go right, and remember that takes you to someone of importance. And then further on, there's one house that's made of stone, and then the last house that's made of stone. And the last house is the one.
I'll go towards the person of importance.
And you come to what would be, imagine if a 10 by 15 tough shed was made out of stone. It's got it looks like it might have a second story that has an open window, no shutters. There appears to be flowers growing on the roof. There is each house that you pass has a bucket, not a bucket, a barrel to catch rainwater. And each home has stacked up firewood. Hey Brad, can you mute your microphone?
Yeah.
Please. And so you remember how the druids here were self-sufficient, worked together with the surroundings, and then they personalized things without leaving any permanent damage or lasting impact on the surrounding territory. And as you approach, two large pigs run out from each side of the home and get in your way.
I fall to my knees.
They approach and start sniffing you. And they sniff your hair and everything about you. And then you hear, "That's okay, Sue. That's okay, Betty. He's fine." And you look up and you can see the pigs are kind of backing away to go stand next to this what appears to be like a tall, thin man with gray hair, clean shaven, sort of a pointy nose, like a hawk nose, dark eyes, that stand out in contrast to his hair. His skin is brown from spending a lot of time in the sun. And he is dressed in what appear to be homespun clothes.
Kind of like what I wear.
Basic woolen pants, a brown wool shirt. He's got these wraps on his wrists, these leather straps. He wears the necklace that reveals his station as a village elder.
Does he have a torque on, basically?
It would be the fancy torque of someone of importance rather than one of somebody who has made it to the title of druid. He is above that. You are still an initiate, and you will be an initiate until you reach 12th level. Druids are tough.
I knew it was above 10, so...
It won't let me download my character sheet. Can you reset
I'm still on my knees. I'm like, Master,
Are you connected to the internet?
Yeah.
I've come to you in need. I have fallen away. And I am in a place where I can do much harm or much good. And I've come here to seek your guidance. There are those who depend on me. There are those who are waiting for me. But I understand the balance. And I've come here seeking your balance, seeking your guidance, Master. It's been so long. If you only knew what I've been through. I come to you for your wisdom. And I'll fall prostrate before him. Master, help me.
We have expected you for some time. However, under these circumstances, I would not have guessed that Mother Skell would be sending you to us. So that means that probably there is some connection between the omens and portents that we have received from our sky searchers and you. Are you here seeking advice on how to remove yourself from whatever has happened? Or are you here to seek our intervention in what has happened?
To be honest, Master, I seek your intervention. There are many who depend on me and do not know that they depend on me. There is much I have seen, as I know, the balance is seriously out of alignment. A great evil affects the world that I live in. And I strive to bring that balance back to the middle. I know where you believe I should be. And I feel that I believe that these people, my friends, They rely on me, whether they know it or not. And I want to help them. I want to help the people of the South. I want to bring the South and the world back into alignment. The cult of death is a terrible thing. And I know that death is a part of the world, but they sway the balance far, far in the wrong direction. And I would sacrifice myself to bring the balance back to the middle. And I come seeking your advice and nothing more. I know where I am in the world. I know what has befallen me. The witches, the Republic, and now I am here seeking your guidance. And that's all that I can tell you.
You stand in, I don't know if you remember all this, and I will forgive you because I am aware of the trauma you suffered when you were very young. So let me re-educate you on where we are. We are in the northern part of what the outside world calls the Drow Woods. But we call it the Drew Woods.
Cute.
We are not influenced by the southern kingdoms and whatever squabbles they may be having. My question is, because our sky searchers, our astrologers have told us of the omens and portents of the movement of the lights in the sky, but they do not know why this is so. Do you?
I've found the egg of Constellos. I believe it is threatened by the powers of evil who dwell in the islands of the giants and the cult of death, and they seek to bring it to their control. I've seen the powers they've brought already. That is all I can tell you. If you can see into my mind and my spirit, then do so, and you will learn what I have seen and experienced.
That is not where we derive our strength, Initiate. That is for the hedge wizards and priests of other faiths to divine.
I've fallen in love with one of those priests, and that is perhaps my greatest weakness.
There is no prohibition against emotions in our culture, Initiate. So remove that from your mind if it troubles you. I wish to remain in the realm of philosophy. And I have a question for you based on something the astrologer told me. Which came first? The colam or the egg?
My answer is the colam.
We grieve for our fellow Archdruid. We mourn the passing of the highest calamity. We wish that the portents were not true.
I've seen much evil, Master.
Did Kolam impart any wisdom to you before he was taken from us for the second time?
He must be healed. That is all I can know. That is all I remember. As I said, I have fallen far. My mind is of great confusion. And that is why I'm here. Guide me, Master.
I can tell you that something has happened to Kolam's spirit. It is unable to be contacted. It is as if something that had the capability to sequester or remove him from his just rewards for standing vigil over the egg has befallen him. And I think these enemies that you speak of have something, some abilities, or worship some power that can keep those that are returned to dust from returning once more.
You speak of the death cult, Master. I've seen what they can do. I do not fear them. I will die in their destruction. I have come here seeking perhaps one singular piece of knowledge, and that is of the weed who will kill the giants, the death weed.
Do you not remember such a thing was forbidden in the southern kingdoms many years ago? It is also fatal to elves. What you speak of, its name that we call it is Draxel.
I'm going to say Eraxal.
E-L.
E-L, all right. So the weed is fatal to giants and elves. Through my power of plant growth and plant alteration, Master, can I create this plant of my own?
It is possible, but you must have some remnant of a plant to get a shoot.
I know where some may be found, or so I have been told.
He says, really, where?
It is called the Third Island of the Giants, lying to the east of the southern continent. This is my knowledge. My friend, a prince of the Emerald Kingdom, has a greater grasp of this knowledge. He is my friend, and I respect him. I respect his power and his knowledge, and that is one of the reasons I'm here.
You see his face a dark shadow creeps across it. And he says, "Ill befall those that fall under the sway of the maestro."
I've heard many rumors and stories of his power, his legend. I've seen his power firsthand, and it is terrible. He commands lightning like I've never seen anyone command before. Fire erupts from his fingers and destroys his enemies. He is very powerful. I know this. I've seen it. And perhaps I've taken it for granted. What is your advice, Master? For I must return to these people unless you tell me I cannot. They're waiting for me. Shall I not return and leave them to their fate?
Our ultimate quest is to ensure that the natural world survives. Though the maestro has quite the striped past, he is not the greater threat. The greater threat would be a cult that seeks death above all, because that is the exact opposite of what we seek. Where we seek a flower, they seek a husk. Where we seek a baby bird, they seek a burnt nest.
Master, if I bring to them what they seek, will they be satisfied or will they be destroyed?
He looks at you dead in the eye and he says, "I see you as having two choices. You can either remove that which is the cancer of their faith, in effect healing them, or you must destroy them all so they may not reinfect the world." And you realize that you've heard something similar to that from someone else very recently.
I must return to my people, Master, with this wisdom. I thank you. They are waiting for me.
Be careful, initiate. Be careful, initiate. Be careful, initiate. The maestro uses all around him for his personal goals. He is the jagged edge of a knife that you would use to dignify a sacrifice, and it would still plunge into your heart.
Thank you, Master. Can you return me to my people, or shall I prey upon them?
Where are your people?
At the egg, Master.
Are you sure that Kolam did not impart any wisdom to you before his passing?
The last I saw of Kolam, he was fighting the Akaramans, and to my knowledge, he fell. Beyond that, my recollection is clouded. I've had my path has been seriously deviated, Master. And now you have shown me where I must place the focus of my future. And I thank you.
I cannot find that which you seek. It has been sequestered by powerful magics for a very long time. If Kolam did not reveal to you how to see through the shroud of secrecy that was put upon this, I cannot help you.
So much blood was spilled. I used my powers to kill many living, breathing people.
Is there anything else nearby that you can perhaps give me information on?
My mind and my soul is open to you, Master. The people I killed at the fortress, the secret place, the husk where Kolam was hidden in the rock, the mound of bones, the giant insect, the horn.
That's where your friends are?
My friends are at the egg, waiting for me.
Is there anything else nearby that is significant?
There was a fortress, there was a pond, and there was, of course, the secret place where Kolam lived. That secret place in the rock. I remember it. I remember where it was. They may not, but I do.
You asked me to get you back to your friends, so I can send you to Kolam's pyre, but is that close to where you need to be?
I need to be at the egg where I created the cairn, Master.
You created
They're waiting there for me.
You created a cairn. Okay.
That is how I came here.
Describe this cairn.
I will tell him, I will describe exactly how I created the cairn above the egg and the 2 layers of plant growth to create the barrier. I will describe it in detail because I remember it in detail. The pile of rocks above the cairn, or above the egg, I should say, and how I passed through the rock to come here to the place by the stream, and say that my friends are waiting there, and that is all I can tell you. I also know that
What are your
the place
friends?
where Kolam was in a great cliff.
What are your
A great
friends?
rock.
What are your friends' names, and not the maestro? Anyone else?
Tamark and Pykel. Pykel is a priest of the dwarves. Tamark is a manhunter from Tila.
I will pray on this, and I will return.
Thank you, Master. I will await your judgment.
So he leaves. He walks off into the forest.
I'm going to pray hard
After some time, he returns. You find yourself being nudged. One of the pigs. You must smell something in your possessions. Seems to be attempting to get into your belongings.
I present my bag, and I will take off the ring that Bart gave me, and just hold it in my hand, not wearing it.
Eldoriel returns, and he says, "Follow me to the Calamitry."
I follow.
You walk back down the path, and this time you go down the solitary path to this very large oak tree in the middle of this.
Is that where the berries are?
Yeah.
The berry bushes?
Yes.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, great Calamitry, this is Initiate Shadrach. He has not come to visit for many, many moons. He has been finding out that the world of men and dwarves and elves is one of deceit and peril. He has yet to finish deciding whether a druid he truly wishes to be, for he did not hesitate in requesting that he return to his friends. So I beseech you, as an archdruid of this circle, and recognizing you as the greatest living thing on this continent.
We're still here.
Great Calamitry. Open your bark to him and send him to those in his mind." And you see him put his hand out and start to it's like he's a cat that's kneading the dough, getting ready to lay down. And you see an energy, he starts to push and pull back from him into the tree, and the tree's limbs start to bow and flex as if they are pulling on some magical, insubstantial toffee or string between the two of them, until at one point you see the bark of the tree start to pull apart. And he says, go through by the grace of the great Calamitry bestowed upon our circle by Biori. And
I say, thank you, Master. You've shown me what I need to know. And I will honor your knowledge, and I will honor the circle. Peace be. And I step through.
This time there is no darkness. It's just as if the light is all around you, as if you're standing in a room made of white walls and a white floor and a white ceiling with no visible light source, but yet everything is lit up and there are no reflections and no shadows, until you find yourself standing next to a tree and you see your friends kind of hanging out, sitting down or whatever by the cairn. Mark, you notice him first as you're out looking around. You notice that Shadrach is suddenly there where he wasn't there before.
How long has it been?
Are you asking me that?
No,
Or
I'm
you
asking Cobb.
Oh.
Several hours.
Okay.
It's to the
I will
point.
appear with my hand raised in greeting, looking worn out, dark circles under my eyes.
Is that truly you?
That is me. I returned.
But you said it's going to be at least a day or two.
My people are strong and powerful, and they've sent me back. I found the answers that I needed.
What are those?
The death cult can be dealt with in two ways. It can be healed, or it can be destroyed. Both of them are options. And he looks at Bart and he says,
Well, Bart ain't there.
Oh,
They're in the place.
take me to them.
So just as you start to walk back, you can see that Bart has apparently cast one of his spells, creating a shelter there in the middle of the area. So I guess what I described, forgot about that. So you didn't see them standing around by the cairn. You saw the shelter. So I fucked that up.
That's okay. No. I figured they were there. That's fine. I'm going to seek out Bart.
So I'm just following behind him.
All right. So you go up and knock on the door, I guess.
Yep.
Bart, are you there?
and Shad will look for Pikel and Bart.
All right, man.
What do you find out?
Okay, yeah, so you're all in the house now.
My people have told me that there are two ways to follow. We can cure the evil, or we can destroy the evil. He looks at Bart and he points his finger and he says, "You, the power you wield is terrible. It is feared and it is known.
I know this.
You must choose to heal or destroy. I can only follow what you choose. What will it be?"
It's not just for me to decide.
If we go to the cult of death must be dealt with in one way or the other. Destroyed.
Do it with more power. Heal it with it.
My people fear you and see you as a terrible thing. I've seen you as otherwise. I know your power is terrible, but I know that within you is great good and a desire to not harm the world but heal it. Am I wrong? Tell me now.
You're not wrong. So we need to heal this, not kill it. But by healing it,
Or we can destroy it. There are two paths to choose.
I understand.
Either one will determine the future.
We gotta take care of this Scout and Flim. First serve.
I believe that we must confront this evil and see for ourselves what must be done.
We
So
heal.
no, we're not fools. None of us are fools.
We wouldn't need the giant slain. If Morning says I need to weed a giant slain, I need to weed a giant slain. And that means this Scout and Flim's gonna go down. I'm not one to argue with Morning.
Nor am I. And I believe of my personal vocation that both can be healed and destroyed.
I think
For that is the way you deal with cancer. A cancer is healed and destroyed. And that is the balance. And that is my wisdom.
So, how do you heal a death cult?
Okay, you heal a death cult by taking away its power, which is death.
And that death is Stallman Klim.
But if we
By
kill
removing
kill
the head of the
anything,
snake,
we're
the
making
rest
it
shall
powerful.
fall away.
But every time we kill something, we make their religion stronger.
You make it stronger.
We have also heard that the Caesar must be healed. This snake has two heads. One will follow the other, and we must choose carefully which one we choose first. That is my wisdom, and that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm willing to sacrifice myself either way, but I know this, Prince Bartholansis. If you deviate or try anything strange, it's my duty to stop you.
By strange?
Even if I cannot, I'll try.
What do you mean by strange?
Yeah.
That remains to be seen. You control great power, Prince Bartholansis. Dangerous power. I've seen it. And if you turn against any of us, then I must oppose you.
I would like Clark to roll me a d12, please.
Yeah, well,
It's not even.
I'm sorry, what'd you get, Clark?
oh, actually, what would a 1 get me?
A 1? Well, that's what gets you a random sloogie.
It's a Bart.
Did you roll a 1?
Now he rolled a 7.
What'd you roll, Clark?
Number 1.
All right. Well, I need everyone to make a charisma check, please, and I will call out for numbers.
ID30?
No, on D20, straight charisma check. So, let's start with, hold on, let me write this down.
Hey, did you by any chance try sending my character sheet again?
I sent it the one time, I haven't
Oh.
again, but I can.
Yeah, it wouldn't download. It says it's broken.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with Michael,
Well, I get to explode.
because you rolled a natural 20.
Yep. So a natural 20 and a nat 1.
Okay, and then
Double
plus,
implosion.
so 21 plus your charisma is what?
28. Or actually, my Christmas 9, so 30.
Okay, and then let's go to Shadrach,
25.
and then let's go to Bart.
19, 13,
32.
And Tamar.
15.
Total?
Yep.
Okay, alright. Alright. So that's a success on your all's charisma. So, as you all are talking,
We're all inside, aren't we?
as far as I know,
Okay.
Yeah.
there is a knock on the door.
This is my house. Okay. What is it?
Wait now, is your house supposed to be invisible?
Yeah.
Let me just double check, because if it's invisible, then this can't be what happens, obviously. Well, it could be, but I don't.
But it just became much worse than it was.
You cast Leovin's Secure Shelter? Is that not what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I might not find it, but it doesn't say it's invisible.
Okay.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a knock on the secure shelter.
All right. Who is it? Is everybody supposed to be here?
No response.
There's no response to the door.
You hear another knock on the door.
Who is it? Oh.
Shadrach has his hand up.
I shape-shift into a crow and land on Bart's shoulder.
Clark, are you just relaxing, or do you have your hand up?
No, I'm just relaxing.
Okay.
Well, I guess you go open the door, huh?
There's no response, Bart.
Huh?
No response.
Do you open the door or what? Consensus. Draw weapons.
Alright. Michael draws that.
All my weapons.
Okay.
I grab the door open, take a peek. I keep my foot behind the door. You can't be kicked open and try to anyway.
Okay. You crack open the door and you look out. All you see is the forest.
Yeah. Fuck you, open the door, walk out. Who's living out of my door? Oh.
Did you say you walk outside?
I open the door, I don't walk outside.
Okay. So you open the door all the way?
Yeah, we get a better view.
Okay. You look around. Make me perception check, please.
What about Shad?
17. What's the perception?
D30, Brad.
Oh, just
D30 plus your intelligence.
my intelligence is 18.
All right. You look and you swear you saw a tiny, almost like a imperceptible flash of blue go behind a tree about 40 feet away. Like a very small, close to the ground.
Does Shad get a perception check?
Sure.
Remember, I'm on his shoulder.
Who knows that?
I rolled a plus my intelligence 35. I rolled a 20 on a 30.
You see just
The
barely.
blur.
Yeah.
Show yourself.
All you hear is the sound of the forest.
Close the door.
Okay, you close the door.
So what did you see?
I immediately open it again.
And you immediately open it again. Okay. Make me Make me a pickpockets roll.
Pickpockets.
Can't pickpocket a crow.
Pickpockets 100%.
Maybe you can.
Let's see. 41.
All right. So, years and years of honing your skills, reaching into things and fiddling with other things, and your dexterity is so refined that when you open the door quickly, you see about halfway between where you thought you saw the blue flash before and the door to your secure shelter, a little blue lizard on the ground. And you see it go, eh! And it turns around and starts running away.
Stop! See if it stops anyway.
Make a charisma check, please.
D20.
D20 plus your charisma.
20. Yeah.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. It runs and goes behind a tree, but then you see it pokes its little head out, and it's like it's crawled up the back of the tree, and then come around where you just see its little head. It's like 4 foot off the ground, and it stops there, and just like it looks like it's staring right at you. Yes, Shadrach.
I'm gonna fly to that tree.
I was hoping you'd say that. All right.
Hey,
You fly
that's
off.
called progress.
You fly off of Bart's shoulder and you head towards the tree. I need you to roll me a d10.
All right. Let me find my D10. Okay. I rolled a 1.
Okay, that's awesome.
Ah!
All right.
I will not re-roll.
You just barely roll me a saving throw versus spells, but there is a modifier because you are surprised.
Oh dear. No, I rolled a 9.
Okay. From like off to the left and off to the right, but out of the field of vision, you would have to be outside of the shelter to be able to see at that angle. 2 beams, one yellow and one green, both intersect at Shad, and just for a second you hear this crow, ah! And
I'm going to find out now.
a beam of yellow and a beam of green energy strike the crow. Holy shit, you are the luckiest son of a bitch I've ever seen.
A bunch of ones.
Yeah. Out of 6 dice, 4 of them were 1s.
Unfortunately, the other 2 were 10s.
Shadrach, you take 13 points of damage. But you did fail your saving throw. And that means your mind, you feel like you're drowning.
Yeah. I'll change back to human if I can.
Well, it's not quite your turn yet, but that just
Okay.
happened.
Sure.
So
Sure you don't change the fish?
now we should go for actions. So
Step out the door.
we'll start with Shadrach, who is closest to the action. You
I'll change
are
back to human.
20 feet away from the door of the secure shelter. The lizard is another 30 feet beyond that at the tree, a tree in this forest. We have Bart that is just barely inside the door of the shelter, and then we have Pikel and Tamark behind Bart. So, Shad's action is to shape change. Bart, your next action?
I want to take a step forward and start casting.
Okay, so when you cast the spell, you don't move until the
I
spell is
cast
done.
spell now.
Okay. And then Pikel and Tamark, either one of you. So we'll just go with Pikel. Do you have an action?
I'll cast.
Okay. And Tamark.
So did I see the crow get hit?
Yeah, because he flew kind of straight out, so
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head towards the door then.
that's just movement.
Yeah.
Do you want your action to be move, or do you want to do something else?
Just move.
Now,
Okay.
I don't know what's going on out there. I just seen the crow get hit.
Right. So you have a lot of options. You can ready something. You can.
All right. Well, if I see an enemy, then I'll charge the enemy. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move to the door.
Well, there's a lot of things that could be an enemy. So can you be a bit more specific? Your friend could be an enemy if you get caught in a spell.
If I see what I believed attacked Shadrach, then I will charge to attack. If not, then I will just move to the door to try to.
All right. Shadrach, roll a initiative. Roll a d10, please.
All right.
Beat a 6.
Or I hate
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
but I don't have any of my updated stats to help.
So I'm going to send you the same file to your email.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. It was corrupted and it just gave me a bunch of.
All right, hold on. I can do this real easy. Hold on. So I want to go to email first. And then we go to compose. And then we go to
Wild card 2010.
There it is.
Excuse me.
Easy. And then we attach file from the computer. And then we go to desktop, new characters, Trademark 622, that would be last week, and send. So hopefully you will be getting that in a few seconds. Okay. All right, so nobody goes on very fast. And then we go to fast, and actions go before movement. So on the spells being cast, what is the casting time for? That would be average for Bart. Michael, what's your casting time?
1 round for 1 turn.
Okay, so yours would go off at the end of the round before the extra, like if somebody wanted to take a half move or whatever. So then we go to movement.
Yeah, 1 round.
Shadrach, you begin to shape change, and you shape change into what?
Human.
Back to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll take a half step back if I can.
Okay, so you still think you're drowning. So as you begin to shape change, you need to make a simple intelligence check to see if you can do it.
So just my straight up intelligence?
Yes.
I rolled an 11.
Total?
My intelligence is 15.
No, so you got a 26. Okay. So you're allowed to do this action.
I will move back towards Bart, towards the house.
You're still suffering from the effects of the spell. You can't move yet.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go to the loser's side of fast. Or no, so you move and you move out of the door.
I move to the door.
You move to the door, okay. And what do you do when you get there?
What do I see?
Okay, you see Shadrach acting weird, like he's choking on something. And I need you to make a perception check, please.
24.
24, okay. You look left and you look right, and you don't see anything other than the forest that you remember.
I just stand there with my gloves on already.
Okay.
In the dark, dipped in poison.
All right. And now we go to the loser's side of fast. The blue lizard moves away, and all is, as far as you know, that was somebody's turn. We now go to average, and Bart, your spell goes off.
Improve invisibility.
And what does that do?
Makes me invisible. 4 rounds plus 1 round per level. It's verbal fanatical. Spell similar to invisibility spell, but the recipient is able to attack either by missile discharge, melee combat, or spell casting and remain unseen.
Are you making yourself invisible, or are you touching someone else?
I'm making myself invisible.
Okay. All right, cool. So that just happened. Those of you
What the
are
fuck?
near him, you see him take his hands and move them back and forth in front of himself, and he speaks, let's see, what would that be? That would be illuge something they. But that's okay, you don't have to look it up. I was just going off memory on that one. And then you disappears.
Can I roll to see if I recognize the spell? I got spell correct.
Yeah, sure.
$30.
30?
Yep.
It's in.
Okay. Is that person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So
Good day.
you were out looking for them. When you hear something and you turn around, you don't see Bart in the doorway,
Okay.
but you didn't see him do any kind of
Okay. Well,
motions. Okay. Now we go to sounds of something crashing through the woods. And you see coming from either side 3 like rocky skinned green goblins. So they don't look like your mom and dad's goblins. These look like they've been
Modified.
upgraded, modified,
Put under heavy radiation.
yeah, mutated, whatever. And so these are moving in a threatening manner, so if you wish to attack one of them,
Okay.
you can use your ready to action.
I will use my blowgun.
And they're 20 feet away, and so I don't know what your range is on your blowgun. It should say
2, 4, and 6.
okay. So
You're in a damn blowgun.
6 squares is up to your short range. So and 20 feet, that's only 4 squares.
Okay, so it's medium.
No, it's within your short range.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
no
Okay.
negative.
Okay.
So
Okay.
fire. Roll an attack. Tamar.
So that would be -1.
Thaco minus your dice roll
Correct,
gets you a
negative
-1. All right, that is a hit. Roll Dinkus. I'm guessing it's 1 point of damage.
Yeah, it's 1, and then they have to save it.
All right, so in this rocky carapace looking goblin, you see Tamar whip around, whips out this blowgun, preloaded, fires a dart, and it somehow hits right in a crack in this rock goblin's neck. Rock goblin! And it has to save versus poison, if I'm remembering. And it rolls a 14. That's close. Gotta look that up.
You two saw Rock Goblin.
Where is it? There it is. First one. Okay, nope, that is a success. So it takes a point of damage. Sorry, these are fucking 4 hit dice creatures and they need a 13.
Right?
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that. That's metagaming. Okay. All right. So, where are we? Oh, we're still on the loser side of fast. That's right. No, you just went on average, and they're going now. Okay. So then 2 are going to attack. Actually, the one you shot, it will attack you, Tamar. The other 3 are going after Shadrach for some reason. All right.
Because I'm out front.
So Tamar, one runs up to you, and it's like its arm, you see it turn into a spiked club and swings it at you. And it rolls. Oh, that is a hits an armor class of 1.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's a hit. Okay. So for being small creatures, they seem to like move a little slower, I guess because of their transmogrification, but they hit hard. So K-Mark, you take 8 points of damage, and where's that? You do not need to save versus paralyzation to be knocked down. So this thing comes up and swings, and you hear a thud as it strikes a meaty portion of your right shoulder. And that really hurts. All right. And then the other 3 go after Shadrach, and they pretty much, one of them takes his arm, and it turns into like a pointy end. And he does a Hassan chop. Natural 20 explosion! And an armor class. Nope, that's a 2. That's a miss. So just a normal hit.
So what do we learn from this? Never answer the door when you're in the forest.
Shadrach, you take 8
Never
points.
leave the door.
8 points of damage and no chance of knockdown. Correct. The second one, you see it kind of does this weird grunt, and then it smiles with these fucked up teeth that look like green dice, and a ball and chain falls out of its arm, and it swings and it goes whoop, and tries to bring it down on you. That hits an armor class of 10.
Nope.
All right, misses, can't even connect with you proper. So you're like, woo, you move out of the way. Does it hit an armor class of 6?
No, I'm 5.
Okay, and the reason because you are under the effect of this spell, so the choking is giving them a +4 to hit you because you are under the effects of a spell that causes you to be all fucked up.
That hits me then.
No, you said your armor class was 5.
Yeah.
Well, he even with the bonus, he got a 6.
Okay.
And then the last one comes out, and it like takes its foot and like bangs his toe on the ground behind him, like he's doing something to the sole of his feet, and then he tries to kick you, and you can see that this little like pointy end has come out the front of his rock feet. He's going to try to stab you with it. Yeah! And he gets a natural 1. That might be a fumble. Yep. That is a fumble for a 6. And a 6 on the fumble chart is he kicks at Shadrach, misses. His foot ends up swinging around, and it sticks in his own rocky skin. And he's like all tangled up in himself. Going, all right. Now we go to
new turn.
The end of the round, where it would be Pykel's spell goes off.
Right, Pike would put his axe in the air and say, "Father, forge my axe with your hammer and give me the power to destroy my enemies past smithing." Which makes my axe a +2 weapon.
All right, let's look this one up. Breaking off some new jam here.
Breaking off new jam? And old jam?
Would it
The
be
new jam.
Would it be smiting? You're thinking of smiting, I'm guessing.
Mine, okay.
Okay, so this would be a very rare spell. So
That's mine.
I would like you to make so it's very rare, but it doesn't necessarily say what it's from. So I'm going to say make a roll me a d20 and roll anything but a natural 1.
12?
Okay.
There's 1 in it, though.
So the spell goes off. Verbal, sematical, and material. So you now have the effects of that spell upon your weapon.
His axe, no, it's because his axe is cherry red, it's been heated in a forge. Like the iron is hot.
Okay. And now we go to the end of the round, which means theoretically Bart And Tamark, well, you already moved and then you did attack, so not you. And so it would be Gaspar. It would be Shadrach and Bart that could take a half move if they wanted. So we'll start with Shadrach since you're out there already. Do you want to take a half move?
Am I still choking? Is there any effect from that?
For the movement, no, but you would be subjected to attacks of opportunity if you moved away from these creatures.
Is he still smoking?
I'm not moving away. I hold my position.
Okay. And Bart, would you like to take a half move?
Yeah, I step out through the door.
So do you just end up just outside the door in that little square there?
Yeah, I come out the door, yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
see both sides.
All right. So that is the end of the round. And we will go to round 2. And once again, we need actions from Shadrach.
Shape change.
Again?
Yeah. If I'm not stopped from doing it, I'll shape change.
Bart?
I'm casting.
Okay. And then Tamar? You're in melee with one of these guys.
Right, I'm gonna drop my blowgun, pull out my 2 swords and attack.
All right. And Pykel.
Charging attack.
All right. Sounds pretty simple. Sounds good. So this time, let's have Shadrach roll initiative, please.
Yay!
Beat a 9.
I'm on a 1! 1!
I rolled a 3.
Okay. So we start off on fast. Any actions on fast? What is the casting time of your spell, Bart?
3.
Okay, that's fast. What is the weapon speed of your weapons? 3. Okay. So, does either one of you want to go first?
He can go first.
All right, Bart, cast your spell.
Evil mud punch, alright, I launched magic missiles.
Okay, and what, you have 4 enemies that you can see.
I do 2, 2, and 1, so all one's on Shad.
Okay.
The one that stuck himself is getting the 1.
All right, roll Dankus.
Let's see. First one. 2, it's 4, 8, 9, 10. Full jam.
Nice. All right, second one.
Second one. Oh shit. It's 5, 6, 7.
All right, and then the one that's bumbling gets 1.
5.
5. All right. So the Archmage Bart steps out, casts magic missile. 2 missiles fly into one on Shad. Pow pow! You see bits of greenish, rock hard flesh break off, brittleize. The second one that's on Shadrach, the same thing happens on its leg, and it's like, ah! The one that's kind of fumbling with itself, it takes and gets hit as well, right on the bottom of its foot that's stuck, and it's like hopping around. Ah! All right. And then we go to Tamark.
So I pull both my swords out, and I'm going to
So with your main weapon, you slash.
I have the same attack for both of them.
Well, just do one at a time so we can...
So the main one is -1.
That's a hit.
$6 points.
All right. Offhand.
is, yeah, it didn't hit. It's like 11.
Armor class 11?
Yeah.
Okay, you missed completely on the second one. So the first one, you chop down and you get it right in the crook of its elbow and pull it out, and this red blood kind of trickles out. It goes, ah! And then the second one, as you go in to stab, it just, you were a little off balance and you slipped and you missed completely.
And I'll get one more later around.
Okay. So, Shadrach, you change into...
Anybody watching would see me kind of like hump over, like I was like maybe falling to the ground, but then I stand up and I'm a black bear.
He's a black bear.
How come you're not a white bear? Huh? Or a purple bear? Or a rainbow bear?
That's the North Pole, bitch.
Racist motherfucker.
He's a racist motherfucker.
Black bears matter.
Like a brown bear.
Why? Why?
Oh, that's bigger.
Why you gotta be racist, man?
Yeah, why?
I'm a brown bear. What do you want? I'm a red bear. What do you want me to be, man?
Okay,
A rainbow bear.
so,
I'm a striped bear.
Pikel, you move out, and which, where would you like to go?
I'm pleased at the goblin not being, you know, the one that needs the most attention, I guess. Whatever goblins.
Well, there's one fighting Tamark and 3 beating up on Shadrach.
I'm sure that.
So you'll move up to threaten one that's on Shadrach?
Yeah.
So,
And what is the speed of your weapon?
I don't know. It's up in front on this. I think it's 7 though.
Are you using an axe?
Yeah.
Is it a battle axe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably 7. Because they're slow. I ain't
Battle
hitting on you.
so I'm at the door.
Battle axe has a speed factor of 7. That's correct. So that would be average.
So if I'm at the door.
No, you're outside the
Oh,
door.
I am. Oh, I thought it was blocking the door and I was at the edge of the door. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I was just trying
Okay.
to clarify how I thought it was compared to what it is.
Okay, so now we go to average. And you would take your...
Second.
Because, well, no, you switched weapons, right?
No. Oh, okay, yeah.
You get 3 every 2?
No, I get 2 every 2 with my main one. 2 every round.
Oh,
with
okay.
My main one.
Well, then you do
And
get
then-
your second attack now.
Okay.
Roll an attack.
Alright, it says attacks for round 2 with my main
Yeah.
hand, and then, just the extra one. 19!
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus. Tamark slashes with a sword.
4 more points.
4 points of Dinkus. Alright. What weapon you using?
Short sword.
Short sword. Alright. Somebody's echoing out there. Okay. Then we go to the loser's side. And that would be the Rock Goblins.
The rock goblin.
Yes. So, let's start with the one on Tamar.
Come on, 1.
He's the one with the spiked club for an hand. Armor class of 3.
Yeah, that definitely.
That's a hit. Okay. You take... only 4 points of damage. And no chance of knockdown. All right. And then we go to the 3 on Shadrach. Now the one that you went up to threaten Pykel, he didn't turn, but you did not get an attack of opportunity because he was already facing that way. He didn't turn his back on you. So, on Shadrach. That is an armor class. Oh, that is an armor class of -3.
Yeah, that hits.
Shadrach, you take 5 points of damage. But before you take that, how much are you damaged right now?
How much am I damaged right before that?
Yeah.
I'm taking 21 so far.
Okay, so roll a d6.
Oh, man. A 2.
Hold on. So regain 4 hit points first when you change.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
So then you just got hit for 5. Okay. And then the second attack. That is an armor class of 11. That's a miss.
Nope.
And the last attack is the same roll. Miss. So one comes up and stabs you. The other two, they miss wildly as your confusion. Oh, shit. Well, even at the 5, yeah, they would have hit 9. Armor class.
My shape change confused them.
Armor class of 7?
Nope. 5.
Okay. So that they still miss. Okay. And then we go to
Battle axe.
Battle Axe.
Woohoo! 17. I'm sure that's a hit. +2, 7, 9, so that's a 19, so definitely a hit.
Roll damage.
And that's a D8 or D10?
Battle Axe is D8.
6, 7, 8 damage.
And you said, which one were you going for?
I'm attacking Shadrach. I don't know if it's clear who's who, but whichever one's I'm hitting.
All right, roll a
You pick
roll a D3.
2.
All right. Cool. Roll another D8.
8.
No? Okay. He kind of staggers a little bit, but does not fall down from your massive attack as you bring your magically enhanced axe down, and it chops into his side, shearing off rock and a little bit of flesh underneath. Okay. And then we had a movement attack, we had a shape change, we had a Bart casts a spell earlier, and you attack. So, does anyone want to move at the end of the round other than Pykel? No? All right. Let's go to round 3.
Jackson.
All right, Shadrach.
Attack.
Tamar.
Attack.
Pykel.
Attack.
All right, I need Bart to roll a d10, please, for initiative. Be a 5.
3.
All right. So, what are you using to attack, Shadrach?
Claw, bite. All in one.
Okay. You're a human, right?
No, I'm a black bear.
Oh, that's right. You changed into a black bear. All right. And
So I got claw, bite.
okay, which one would you like to attack?
The one that kicked himself.
Okay. So roll a claw.
He's gonna kick himself over that.
All right, let me make sure I got this right. My tobacco is there. Okay. That's an armor class of 4 for a claw.
Okay, that's a miss. Roll another claw.
Armor class of 2.
You strike him but cause no damage. Now with the bite.
Dang. Come on, baby.
Everybody 2.
Armor class of -1,
That is a bite. Roll Dinkus.
which is a D6 or D4.
Oh, let me look up bear.
I thought it was like D4, D4, D6. I could be wrong.
Bear.
Bear.
Black bear. A D3,
Black bear.
a D3, and a D6.
A D6 for the bite.
Yes.
6 points.
Alright. That would be...
Hit that fucker for max.
Okay. Medium. Roll a D8, please.
Oh. Hang on. I rolled an 8.
Oh, that's... He can roll that decent. Okay, he is not... you bite him and he pushes you off after a second, but he is not on the ground. Okay. And then... we go to... Your casting time is 3 again?
Yep.
Go ahead, Bart.
Same guys.
All right. So the first 2 on number 1.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ouch. He's still up, but he's looking real hurt. Number 2.
So 4.
Okay. He's looking pretty hurt as well, but still up. And the last one on the one that Shadrach just bit.
4.
Shad bear.
Take 1 more.
Shad black bear.
Shedding bear?
Cat black.
All right, very good. More magic missiles come flying out. And then we go to Tamark, sorry. So, main hand. That go minus your dice roll. That is you strike it, but it glances off his rocky skin. Offhand.
Big tough.
Same thing.
Big tough.
All right, and your other one you bring in, and it just goes ching off the side of his arm, causing no damage. All right.
Yeah. What is that?
And then, well, we're not at the end of the round yet. And then we go to...
Down.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we're almost done with this fight, so it's fine. Okay, so then we go to the creatures. So Shadrach, you still have... Okay, so Pykel, you got noticed that time. So Shadrach, you're going to have 2 on you. The first one swings and hits an armor class of... So with the bonus for you being under the effects of the spell, 4.
That hits.
Okay. You take... Shad Bear takes a whopping 5 points of damage and no chance of knockdown.
All right.
The second one hits armor class of 1, which is a hit.
Yep.
And you take 5 points of damage. And this time you do need to save versus paralyzation, or the black bear gets knocked down.
So he
I
said
made it
what?
by 2.
Okay, you remain upright. You're like staggered though. One of your legs, you're like, and then one on Pykel. Just roll all of them. Why not? Oh, that's horrible. Armor class of 12. That's can't hand it anybody. He swings wildly. And then on Tamar. Armor class, oh, is that a 19? 18. Armor class of -2.
Yeah.
You take 6 points of damage and there's no chance of knockdown. And then Tamar gets the second attack.
AC 3.
Once again, the rocky exterior provides protection against your swordsmanship. You strike him but cause no damage. Pykel, your turn.
Right. 15 plus 2, 16 minus 2.
That is a hit. Roll Dinkus.
Where did my dinkus dice go? There's my dinkus dice. 7. 5, 7.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
He would come down with the right over his shoulders and kind of cross diagonally, cut the rocky goblin from his shoulder to his bottom of his chest, kind of split him in half.
Oh, and with that he falls split open and the red goblin blood spills the ground and causes your axe to have a red, pretty sheen.
But it would be, when he smoked, like it was steaming from the blood.
All right, and then we go to the end of the round. Bard isn't going to move. Tamar, you're still engaged. Shadrach, you're still engaged. Pykel, there is one other one fighting Shadrach that you can move and threaten or not.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so let's move you over here. Take you off that one. And now each of you has an enemy to fight. How is Shadrach looking? How's Bear? How's Shad Bear? Is he bleeding?
I'm hurt, but I'm not that badly hurt. I'm hurt, but not halfway yet.
All right. I need actions. Tamar.
Attack.
Shad.
Attack.
Pykel.
Back.
All right, I need Tamar to roll initiative, please. Beat a 6.
5.
You did. Uh-oh, I think somebody was getting ready to go to bed. All right, so you got, it was the attack on fast. You go first. So, Shadrach. Claw.
Claw, bite. All right, I rolled a 12, so that doesn't hit anything.
Other claw.
Oh, come on now.
Come on, Daryl.
No, that was a 6.
All right, how about a bite?
Come on, baby. -2.
That's a hit. Roll a d6 for a bite and roll a d8 with it.
All right, I rolled 4 points of damage, and I rolled a 4.
All right. Once again, you bite and you feel your teeth grab onto a rocky outcropping on this thing's back of his left arm, and you pull. And he spins around and faces you. Okay, Tamar.
Well, that's a miss.
Oh, his main hand.
Come on, Claw Bart.
Oh, that's -2.
Okay, his offhand is a hit. Roll damage, 4 points. All right, he is still up. And now we go to their turn. We because they go on fast before Pikel can go. Okay, so the one on Pikel does the thing that where he's got the ball and chain, and he whips over his head and brings it down on Pikel and hits an armor class of 9. That's a miss, I'm sure. And the one fighting Shadbear, he's the one that's kind of all tangled.
Michael would have knocked the ball back at him like a baseball.
Armor class of... Oh, okay. Armor class of 3.
That hits.
Alrighty. Shadbear, you take 5 points of damage and no chance of knockdown. And then we go to Tamar. Oh, terrible. Armor class of 12. Misses bad. Tamar definitely avoids it, barely having to move. Okay, and now we go to Pikel.
Ooh, 19. No, that's a hit, I'm assuming.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, you make coup de grace.
Michael cuts him off. Well, I guess I just cut him in half at the waist.
Okay. All right.
I just cut him in half.
Yeah. Oh, Tamark with his second attack.
And his torso
Oh, that
doesn't fall
definitely
off.
hits. It's a -3.
That's a hit. Roll
6
Dinkus.
points.
6 points. All right. Yours is looking very hurt. Shadbear's is looking pretty hurt. Pikel is down 2 of them. We go to the end of the round. Any movement? Pikel, do you want to go help one of your friends?
Yeah.
You want to help Shadbear or Tamar?
I'll help Shadbear. He looks like he's first off.
All right. Next round. That was round. I think that was round 4.
So I got a question. Can I use one of my attacks to parry their attack? And then,
It would be block.
all right, and then I could use the other ones to attack. Okay.
So actions. Pikel, attack. Shadbear
Attack.
and Tamar.
What I just said.
All right. So there is a difference. It's a minor difference, but if you announce your block before initiative is rolled, you can block an attack even if it beats your action phase. So
Okay.
when a character tries to block an attack, you make a normal attack roll against armor class 4. Opponent makes a normal attack roll against your armor class. The strike is blocked if the character succeeds with a lower roll. So this is one of those things where you're making an opposed roll, but it is whoever hits the lowest armor class.
Okay.
And there is a threshold you have to roll to even have a chance to be successful. In your case, you have to at least hit an armor class of 4.
Okay.
In their case, they have to, their success is hitting you. So, okay. So, we would like Shadrach to roll initiative, please. Beat a 5.
I rolled a 7.
All right. So that means the creatures get to go first. They're
Is it
stupid.
back to my natural weapons?
They're, yeah,
Okay, just questioning.
because they want initiative. If you would have won initiative, then you would have gone first.
I'm hit.
You go on the same phase. Okay. So we'll start with Shadbear. Here we go. These guys don't check for initiative because they're fucking glooshed beings, if you will. Shadrach. Okay, that is a natural 18. I'm sorry, that's a hit. 7 points of damage, Shadbear, but no chance of knockdown.
Ouch. God
You
damn.
still up?
Yeah, I'm halfway there. I'm still good.
Okay. And then
I got-
Tamar.
I got pretty good hit points.
So yeah.
Cleric
So
got pretty good hit points, yeah.
you can go ahead and roll first. What armor class did you hit?
-1.
Okay, so that's good. So they need
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. One, my bad.
back on minus your dice roll.
Right, yeah. it's
Okay.
One.
All right. So he attacks you, and he rolls an 18. That hits an armor class of fucking -2.
Okay.
Hard to believe. So you get you know it's coming, you try to block, and what he does is like, he takes his offhand and like smacks away your weapon and then just goes straight forward. So, Tamar, you take 6 points of damage, and you do this time need to save versus paralyzation or be knocked down. If you have tumbling, you would add 4 to your roll.
No.
All right.
Save versus paralysis.
Save versus paralysis, that's your first saving number. Paralyzation, poison, or death magic. You want to meet it or beat it?
16.
That
I
sounds
need a
like
10.
it. So you are not knocked down. And that is their turn. Now we go to Shadbear. Come on now, you need to hit this motherfucker.
First claw, a 6.
I'm sorry, that's a miss. Other claw?
Second claw, 20,
Up, explosion.
an 18.
Okay, what does that hit?
That would be an armor class -2.
Okay, so you get to roll damage and add 1.
That's a claw, so it's a D3.
Yes?
2 points, so 3 points total.
Okay, and then roll a D8.
All right. Hang on, baby. A 6.
All right. And then...
A bite.
A bite.
Hold on. Roll percentile.
Oh.
Because this is the fun part where you just get to see weird shit happen.
Oh, come on, baby. 34.
Okay, so you ran your claws along his right arm. As it rakes down from the shoulder, you feel a bunch of rocky flesh pull away, exposing goblin flesh underneath, and blood pours from the wound.
I bite for it.
It's like you ripped open a scab of his rocky flesh, and you know how that feels. All right, so roll your attack with your bite.
Oh my god. Armor class 2?
I'm sorry, that is a miss.
Oh.
All right, so with a serious wound, it adds 1 to the damage. It bleeds until taken care of for an additional point, 1 point around, then other assorted things.
I raked you good.
And an arm wound is another -1 to hit and damage. So this guy's now at a -2 because he's all jumbled up. Okay. And then Tamar, you will take
My regular.
your main, or well, like,
Offhand.
it
It'd
doesn't
be
matter.
offhand. Yeah, it's the same. No matter
Okay.
what. Because of all my other shit. So that is definitely hit 2 points.
Yours is still up. They have the same hit points. They're both hanging on. All right. So Pykel, you attack the one on Shadbear. You get I'm going to say, even though I don't have the board here, that if for some reason you didn't want to flank or attack from behind, but you can do either of those. It seems pretty intent on Shadbear for some reason.
It doesn't matter. Next, flank, however it works.
Well, I'm giving you the option. Do you want to flank or rear attack?
I'll flank.
Flank. Okay, add 1 to your attack roll. Roll to hit.
Alright. 13 plus 2 plus 1. 16, so 0.
That is exactly what you needed. Roll Dinkus.
3 plus 2, 5.
All right, you make coup de grace. What that means is you chop him down, and as he's like crawling away and slowly starting to fade off, you can let him bleed out, and that's basically just normal. Or you can coup de grace where you go up and finish him.
I put one heartbeat right under his jaw and nerve check him. And stab on his head.
Okay.
Michael, you're a slayer today, man.
We gotta go, as in American History X on him.
Ouch.
All right, and
My second
K-Mark
attack.
with your second attack. You need a dice you can see. You missed again?
Yep.
All right, yours is still up and at 'em. All right, at the end of the round,
Here's Michael.
at the end of the round, does anyone take any kind of half move? Shadbear says no. Michael?
I'll move to help out. Hey, Mark.
Okay. K-Mark, roll initiative. Let's see if you guys can get out of this without any more damage. Nope. I got a 10.
Ooh, double jammy!
My favorite thing.
That's been a long time.
Okay, K-Mark, roll a d20, please. Beat an 18.
9.
All right, it happens to my side.
We're both slugged out of faith. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's just that is a cancellation, but 11 on the slugification. Oh. Okay, as Pykel goes over to help Tamark, he sees the creature not paying attention. You run into him and knock him down. He is prone. So, natural weaponry, normally we would go by initiative, but in this case it's simultaneous monkey. This creature has natural weaponry of a 3, and you have a 3, but Pykel does not. So you and he will simultaneously smash each other.
Okay.
So roll.
Oh, that is for the block.
Okay. Did you hit at least armor
Oh
class
yeah,
4?
I rolled an 18, so -4.
Okay, the creature got an armor class of -1. So you
So I
block.
block.
You successfully stop him from damaging you.
Alright, my
And then
offhand.
the offhand you come in and
Nope.
a miss. All right, Pykel, it is your turn.
Alright. 14 plus 2, 15, 16. Do I get the +1? Is he down? He's prone, right?
That's a hit regardless. You need to hit armor class of 0. So roll,
Alright.
roll Dinkus.
5.
You may coup de grace the whole lot of them, Pykel Goblin Smasher.
No.
Do you let him bleed out and just fade off, or do you coup de grace?
Yeah, he takes the flat of his axe and squishes his head.
All right, and you have defeated the 4 rock goblins. Well done.
Damn. Yes, he yells.
All right, and it's after 9, so that's a good place to stop. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and unless something changes, we will see you next week. All good?
Yep.
Goblins are the favorite enemy of dwarves, I suppose.
All right.
You're the player tonight, bro.
Very good.
Thanks for letting me roleplay Chad at the Grove.
Good night. Be good and roll them
Take it
20s.
easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
I love y'all.
See you later.
I love you too. See ya. Cling, clinger, cling, cling, cling. And that is it. Oh, Internet. We'll see you next week unless something bad happens.